are the Maverick with the best and most credible opinion again. Fair and fearless analysis to the bitter end. And again, my colleague Dionne Jackson Miller, she draw me out again. When she put out a video, a counteract something I say on one of my videos. For those who miss it, is you remember the horrendous video that when it come out, viral video with it? The man has stamped up on the nurse. You remember that video there? Yeah, when we do that video then, you know, the nurses, they got protests and people that come out and one bag of something and, you know, everybody get gaslighting start about gender-based violence and violence against nurse. And again, we need to seek to put the whole thing in a perspective. Every time an act of violence affects a woman, we hear this big alabaloo about we must stop gender-based violence. I mean, I make the case. So we don't have a gender-based violence problem in Jamaica. Because the majority of the violence we happening in Jamaica, a man are the victim. Well, you know, they are running and you know if thing already. Go for some research from all Norway. I don't know the Norway research relevant to we. Anyway, Dionne, what I want you to do still, you know, and make up your mind, you know. Make up your mind. Because a me see man come on the channel, you know, and tell you, say, them little boy, they were rape off the teenager, them, you know. Figure a big man prison go suffer the consequences, you know. And you come out and swing in upon that, say, no, that will not solve the problem because you go for some other data from Europe again. Like Jamaica, Europe. Yeah? And me did, you know, I respond to the one when we said if they cut out them balls, the man, them rape like a picnic. If they cut out them testicles, you never respond to that one day. But me figure say, if you see that one day, you don't have a problem with it too. This was the Maverick now, you know. In a heartfelt cry now, you know. To defend our women and children against rape, you know. And sexual abuse, you know. Dionne, if you be honest about this thing, it is not when these rape cases occur that we hear the most nice about gender-based violence in Jamaica. Let me tell you when we hear the most nice about gender-based violence. You see a woman is killed, violently obviously, that is the time we hear about gender-based violence. Mentally, people have rape and domestic violence in a different category. And you cannot accuse me, Dionne, of not having a zero tolerance when it comes to rape and child abuse and child murderers. I mean, say if you cut off them balls. I mean, say if you put up the child registry, them name in a half-a-tree square and every town square, make everybody know who them is and where them there. And me say them something, Dionne. You go for your data from Europe because man and woman are go war, you know. But anything that should read say, even emotional abuse, agenda-based. Yes. Yeah, man, when man look on a woman too hard, it's gender-based violence. Yeah, them have financial gender-based violence too, you know. So the man, they have the financial power over the woman, and gender-based violence that too. And them, they look at something, them look at nuance. They are not trying to come with. They are not a courthouse, you know. A people life here ramp with. Women are not targeted for violence because they are women. That is what gender-based violence is. Women, when a man there with a woman in a yard, and him and her have issues and a fight ensue, the man physically stronger than the woman, you know. It's not a targeted attack on a woman, that. That's a man and a woman in a war. What you want the man to go fight with a man and it's a woman him there with? I don't understand, you know. Gender-based violence, people, it is very simple, you know. It is self-explanatory, you know. Gender-based violence is people who are targeted based on them gender. I mean, I'm not going on the apartheid way. Gender-based violence apply only to women, you know. Me could have make a better case. So the level of gender-based violence in Jamaica is disproportionate against men because men are get more target than women for violent crime in Jamaica. So men are suffering more from gender-based violence than women. Where is the lie? Eh? So they are never try to look at slice something, man. Look at slice something like you're sneaking, rape or you're sneaking, domestic violence. And me say zero tolerance for them something. And me say cut out some boy balls. And me say send some of them 17 and 18-year-old boy, they got big man prison when them rape people picnic. Me have daughter, me have sister. That is not the kind of violence I always refer to when I refer to gender-based violence. What we do, whenever there's an incident of violence that affects a woman, every now and then you're going to have some murder of a woman and, you know, sometimes it's domestic related, sometimes I just sometimes a robbery, sometimes a family feud, whatever the reasons. If we have violent ways of settling our conflicts, invariably, women are going to become victims of violence. When you have a violent society, it no pardon nobody. That is a fact where they and them can't deal with. So them go for some data from over Norway. And I tell you about mental, gender-based violence. And financial, gender-based violence. And then the rubbish that they are come with. Eh? Then you need to get with the reality we are going to the place. Phone no trick. Let me tell you what with Dionne. Let me tell you the problem with Dionne. Dionne is a globalist, you know. So she thinks about things in a global sense. And most of our research, because with all the respect to Jamaica, I don't think we compile the amount of data the first world countries gather. So we don't have access to the data related to Jamaica. So what Dionne does, she goes into some different jurisdiction with a total different cultural reality and pop up some data from around Norway, Europe, Germany, around South Korea. And that Dionne modus operandi that, you know, as if she out of touch with what is happening in Jamaica. So me, why you reconcile Dionne? Me the pan record. Me the pan record that says zero tolerance. When the little boy them rape the little schoolgirl over Portmore, and me say they figure a big man prison go suffer, Dionne jump out and defend them. Say no, that is not a deterrent. What is a deterrent to crime? Me tell you already, say when me advocate for them something a deterrent, me advocate them for, you know, a justice for the victims. Justice for the victims. Since you know data-driven analysis, I can tell you say doing this is not a deterrent. Well, me I say justice for the victim, because you can quantify, you know, what justice to a rape victim is, you know. Anyway, big up yourself. Me don't know where your heart there. You say you know where my heart there. Me don't know where your one there. Me feel your heart caught up in a quagmire between being an attorney and being an advocate. Me don't have no such conflict. Yeah? Zero tolerance to rape, abuse children, and abuse of women. Boom! When we talk about gender-based violence in Jamaica, another them something we attack. And another them something you always attack. Another them something the minister always attack about. We only see the minister and people like Dionne Jackson and them jump out when a woman is murdered. Like the woman where them find at the pit where they. Or the one where they get shot on one place where them say the gun go off. Or the one down a country where the man did shoot up the wake and kill the two women. And them there's something they call gender-based violence generally. And them the time we hear no voice and see you know in the street of protest. Or the one with the nurse where the man step up on. And them there's something there. Ignite you know and light you up and gas you up. I mean it's a zero tolerance for rape. Rape of it death.
Alright. We're living a dream. Living a dream. Yeah. Living the dream, yeah, my day I feel inspired. Up in the scheme, girl, I scream, them desire. Mommy, they plead, pan on knee, she say a prayer. Living the dream, get a youth believe. Living the dream, yeah, my day I feel inspired. Up in the scheme, girl, I scream, them desire. Mommy, they plead, pan on knee, she say a prayer. Living the dream, get a youth believe. Alright, me never stop on the journey, me push on, me light up a slip, my G, I got a cushion. Yeah, everything look nice, it's a vibe. Couple house on the hill full of keys like piano. The money right and me energy up. Me have a whole heap of love in the end of sick up. The DJ up a bit off, yo. Jerome pass out. As we up in the night coast. You need to get a light, you get a different eye. We over here so just a party no overtime. The white mess up with the liquor where they run from ice. Raise the lighters in the sky and make we sweat in night. Dream, yeah, me day I feel inspired. Up in the scheme, girl, I scream them desire. Mommy, they plead, pan on knee, she say a prayer. Living the dream, get a youth believe. Living the dream, yeah, me day I feel inspired. Up in the scheme, girl, I scream them desire. Mommy, they plead, pan on knee, she say a prayer. Living the dream, get a youth believe. Alright, we celebrate like a manic dog. We never have it all. Me could that day up on some rubbish part, but every time time when me pray the pass, me just sing the gas. A full speed on the tool me gun. Lights, action. Me know man I start from me in a upper class, first class. Richie Spice done send the plane land. I big up every hustle now I stick to the plan. Go get it now. The amount of penny stock, cash it and let it grow. My work hard, so me let it show. Father God, I shine the light, so me let it glow. Living the dream, yeah, me there feel inspired. Up in the scheme, girl, I scream them desire. Mommy, they plead, on her knees, she say a prayer. Living the dream, get a youth believe. Living the dream, yeah, me there feel inspired. Up in the scheme, girl, I scream them desire. Mommy, they plead, on her knees, she say a prayer. Living the dream, get a youth believe.